from the FDA and that type of stuff. There's the GRAS list, which is generally regarded as safe to ingest. So those oils, which they just came out with a dietary supplement line so that people will be clear on what oils you should be ingesting. But still, if you don't know what you're doing ingesting, please don't ingest. I personally ingest something almost daily. But when I say that, it's like, you know, sometimes the Super V, sometimes it's probiotic, sometimes, a lot of times, the Ningxia. I also make my own capsules, but you really need to know what you're doing, and that's what this group is all about. There's always somebody here that if you're wanting to kind of get on top of issues and stuff, there's always somebody here that will help you, and whoever's kind of brought you to the class or whoever's hooking you up to oils, there's always somebody available to help. So please, I've heard of some people ingesting some oils that are not ingestible. I've never even ingested them myself. They're still alive, so that's good. And honestly, I feel like they're safe, but we really need to be smart about what we're doing. So the ingesting is the capsule, supplements, and sublingual. What's amazing about ingesting is, and why I'm so crazy about this, for any type of even very serious issues like cancer and stuff like that, I've had the privilege of, you know, trying to help some different cancer patients and stuff. But what's amazing about our oils and our supplements is that these oils can cross the blood-brain barrier. Our oils, they say it bioaccessible when they're available to cross cell membranes. So a lot of these pills that we take and stuff that are made of chemicals and synthetics, our body doesn't recognize them, so they don't digest them properly. You're getting very little, and it's getting to your body, but it's not really penetrating your cells. Does that make sense? When you take a capsule, it's kind of going through your body, going through your digestive system, kind of giving you something, but it's never penetrating those cells. That's why we're having crazy, amazing success stories, because people put these oils on and it's like, we have instantaneous, like, amazing stories all over. I mean, really. So that is what's amazing about what we're doing, is because this stuff gets into those cells. You know, if we have bad cells, which you're going to hear about with the Raindrop, if you have these bad cells, these good oils are actually going in and do have the capability of reprogramming your cells, giving you, you know, a fresh start, which kind of goes back to my own lines. There was no hope for me. Like, I was to the bottom of the bottom, and I know any of you that are suffering with chronic issues, you've heard that report from your doctor. There's no hope. You'll always have this. You'll never find anything outside of this, and it is so false. It really is false. I mean, I'm telling you guys, like, for those that are really close to me, they know there was, like, nearly nothing left of me. I mean, I was pretty much gone on a mental level. I didn't care. I didn't want to. It's pretty crazy. For those of you, right, that have known me, you know, when I was really sick, and to know me now is like amazing.
Yeah, she was pretty crazy. Now you're not.
Yeah, well, I'm still crazy, but you're not going to get that out of me. Okay, so the Raindrop, I want to talk about this because some people get really freaked out. You go on the internet, you're going to find out, don't ever ingest oils, and every oil is created equal. It's so not true. Our oils are the best. They are. They've been around 20 years. They've been around the longest. Nobody can compare to ours. So there are going to be a lot of people out there that are going to try to put our company down. I honestly don't even get wrapped up in it. I respect people, and I have very good, intelligent conversations with people, but at the end of the day, I'm not trying to prove anything to anyone. I think our success stories have pretty much proven enough, you know? So it's not our job to prove to people that our oils are the best, but just in case you wondered, they are. But I wanted to cover this because even myself, when I found this information, I was like, this is amazing. So LD50 is the lethal dose. Any of the pills, oils, anything, you know, the chemists and all that, biologists, they test all of this stuff and they give it to rats, right? And then they give as much as they possibly can give them to where it becomes a lethal dose. The 50 means 50% of these rats die at the lethal dose. So they did this with oils. You would have to ingest 389 milliliters of frankincense. 50%, and okay, so you have to do a lot of mathematical calculations because this is a rat, right? So you have to, you know, double, triple, quadruple. Yeah, times it whatever by the weight, blah, blah, blah. So, but is this crazy? Like, you would have to ingest 389 milliliters of frankincense, and then you have 50% chance of dying, right? So when people are freaking out about you taking a capsule with 6 drops of oil, like, you're good, okay? That being said, listen to your body. Water intake is super important when you use oils because these oils are trained to, pull toxins out of your body, take them out, strip the body clean. So water intake is important. That being said, listen to your body. I know there's many things out there that says you should drink a gallon of water a day. I actually completely disagree with that. I think you should listen to your body, and I think it should be something that you're doing based on what your body's telling you that it needs. So a lot of these things we've been taught and programmed to believe, like there's a lot of falseness in it. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. So lemon water is huge. If you, seriously, I encourage any of you who have not yet, go home and type in Google, why is lemon water good for me? I tell people all the time I could save the world on lemon water because it is so amazing what it can do for you. Epsom baths are huge. They put magnesium into the body. They also cleanse the body very well. They're amazing for stress, amazing for your skin. So these are things you must be doing if you are taking this type of lifestyle in an aggressive way like I have. So detox and chemical burns. About the frankincense, I use frankincense all the time. I was on a high dose of Xanax. So one of my main things was not being able to sleep and anxiety. So when I discovered frankincense, I used a lot of it. So it's very, well, we can say it's costly, but it's pennies to the dollar, as far as suffering with anxiety. So Frank I used a lot over the past year, and I did end up getting a burn on, like right here on my chest. And so even though you could ingest 389 milliliters of Frank, before that you're probably going to have some type of reaction or something happening, to your body. So for me, all that told me, some people would freak out about that, but I want to cover that because it's so important that you're listening to your body when you are using these products, Don't just, oh, my friend ingested, these capsules for this amount of time and so I'm going to do it and just, I know it's good for me. Like, no, you need to really be knowing kind of what you're doing. We are going to be rolling out researcher remedy classes, so we'll help you. Like, we'll say, try this for this month and then go on to this, the next month. So I just want to cover that. Don't freak out because these are chemicals. They're from the ground. They're chemicals in the way that I believe God wanted us to use chemicals. So you can get a chemical burn. I did. So basically what that told me, because I'm so smart, is that don't use Frank in this area of my body anymore. I still ingest it occasionally. I still use it in my different creams and stuff, but it's just my body saying, okay, I'm filled up with that. Try something different, and thankfully I have like 300 oils to work with, so I just move on to a new one. Okay, so give your body a break. Liver enzymes, your body can only process so much. Your liver can only process so much. That's why a lot of people, you're taking these different medications and all of a sudden you're having kidney problems or liver problems or, these different problems that are coming on because you are overloading your body. I'm so anti-taking supplements all the time. We have some people that are taking supplements for years. Multivitamins, it's not good for you. Stop. Seriously, please stop. Okay? You need to give your body a break. Even with ingesting capsules, you're used to taking antibiotics for 10 days or whatever. We literally have a capsule that we can take for 2 or 3 days, and it'll wipe something out like that. You don't need to keep taking it. You should always, if you're ingesting something for a few days, you need to be doing lemon water, Epsom baths, taking a break, letting it catch up to your body. Let your body process what you're doing to it. Okay, so Whole Total Health is basically a company that me with a bunch of other groups that are people in here have come up with, and we are pushing this hard in our community. We've grown so much. Now, thankfully, I have probably 10 to 15 really hardcore people that are helping me, and then I have 30 people that are, basically helping me, kind of roll out what we're doing. FDA compliance on social media. I need to share this. I know some of you are not really sharing this with your friends, but if you are, this is something we need to cover because some people are freaking out about it. There's nothing to freak out about. FDA compliance just means don't make claims, okay? Don't say, hey, I got over my allergies and I know every person in America can get over their allergies with this capsule. Stay to sharing your own story, okay? Don't, because you can never get in trouble for that. We want to protect these oils because we know how many people's lives are being changed. And I'm not kidding you guys, every single day we have people's lives being changed by what we're doing. So we just want to make sure that we uphold to what Young Living wants us to do and also not be out there saying the FDA hates us and all that. They're there to protect us. you know, and it is getting a little chaotic because tons of people are selling essential oils now, you know, so they're doing this to protect us. Let's try to, you know, respect their jobs too. So just stick with sharing your story and then find somebody and help somebody. We're doing that every single day. Okay, essential oils for safety. I think I'm gonna, this is super important, but maybe I'll go into it afterwards. We'll go into the Raindrop and then I'll talk about essential oil for kids. These right here are all what I make up for my children. I have them on hand. I've talked to a lot of you because you'll call me and say, oh my gosh, my kid has a stomachache, what do I do? And I'm always saying, which I never have time to meet with these people. So I say it and I will make time, but they don't contact me. I'm not saying I don't help people. But these oils, it's very important that if you're using oils on your kid, have them pre-made, because you don't want to wait till your son or daughter has the flu, and then you're like, oh my gosh, I got to use this oil. It gets very overwhelming. So if you have, for me with coughs, I use like 3 different things. For belly aches, digestion type, which we really honestly don't ever have anymore, right? Like my kids are never getting sick. It's amazing. There's an adjustment phase, 6 to 8 months before you'll start seeing like, wow, this is amazing. But, so I wanted to talk about setting those up. We may push that into our next class, which at the bottom says is research your remedy. I have a heart for moms and people using these on their kids. It makes me so happy. Heather got to share an oil with somebody at church for a little girl that's really struggling, and this little girl loves the oil. Like, she's taken ownership of it. She made it really cute for her. Amy did the same thing this week. Like, we want to help children. Like, we want to show them that they need to start this now. Like, all of us that are older, our bodies are so malnourished. Like, we are so malnourished from, you know, what we've been fed, just the way the food industry, the drug industry, all this stuff, we are so malnourished. Like, yeah, just go to Walmart and watch people walk around and you're like, oh my goodness. Okay. So, and then we'll talk about protocol. Toby, I had some stuff with my 4-year-old recently that has been driving me nuts. He has like a swollen lymph node back here, and of course it's no big deal, you know, and to me it's like a big deal. So then when you go and tell the doctors it's a big deal, they're like, no, it's no big deal. And I'm like, why does he have a swollen, you know, like, I want to know. Like, it's not okay with me. So I came up with a different protocol for him, so I do want to talk about that. Crystal, she was able to get her child off of 7 medications. He was probably the worst ADHD, ADD, I mean, I don't know how many diagnoses they gave him.
They didn't, he's just autistic.
Yeah, but didn't they do like Hirsch, whatever?
No, it was autism, and then,
We didn't really know.
it was a regression. I forgot what they called it.
Okay, so basically,
Childhood disintegrative disorder, that's what it was.
Okay, yeah, that sounds intelligent, but, so,
Took him a lot of schooling to get that, thank you.
Huh?
She said it took him a lot of schooling to get that.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so we don't do that here. But my point is we're working soon to get an educational page. We do a lot of this, and they're on our team page for those of you, that's kind of confusing, but those educational pages are on our team page, so those are always going to be available for our team. Once we find something that works, and this is like an amazing protocol, we want to have that available for you guys to not say it's going to get your kid off of all of these medications, but hey, try this. Maybe it could help, you know? Okay, so I think we'll push that into probably our next class because we got to get started. I just put resources. Always go back to the person who connected you here. Our team page, just once you get your starter set of oils, you're entered into a team page. All the books are up here. Scans, we have scans. Do I need to go into that or just?
At the end.
Huh? Yeah, if you want to scan, you'll file back there at the end and find out what it is. And youngliving.com/raindrop. Okay, those of you that are going to leave here and say, I love the Raindrop because you hear all this information and it is amazing, and you want to do a Raindrop, you need to be going to youngliving.com/raindrop. You need to go to raindroptraining.com, which is our care website, and also ylsearch.com, type in Raindrop to learn. You need to learn a lot about this process. You will be amazed at the testimonies that have happened from the Raindrop. Like, it is huge. Okay? So, Here we go. Okay, so Gary Young is the creator of the raindrop technique, an approach that combines physiological principles with powerful Native American traditions that emphasize accessing energy for wellness. I'm not going to read all those because it gets kind of weird sounding. People are like, woo, you know, all this energy and yeah. Whoever teaches the raindrop is going to take it in whatever direction they want to take it. Me personally, I leave that alone. It's basically just what inspired him to create the raindrop, which at the bottom says, the raindrop technique combines the art of aromatherapy with the techniques of Vitaflex, which Heather's going to talk about, and massage by applying essential oils to various areas of the body. This technique can bring balance and harmony to the body by promoting physical, mental, and emotional well-being. This little sideshow thing is going to be available on our team page. Did I say that? Okay. Here's the raindrop kit, which is what somebody's going to win tonight. You're going to get a 5 milliliter of aroma seeds, basil, cypress, marjoram, oregano, peppermint, thyme, wintergreen, valor. You will get the V6, which is their carrier oil. This is what we use to dilute all of our oils. And then you'll also get a Ortho, Heather? Ortho-Ease. And we use that in the raindrop. It's a fantastic deal. They actually, by getting this, you kind of get quite a deal. Okay, where's our guy? Okay, I want to go through a couple more of these. You can just come up here and sit, so you can get used to what's going to happen here. I want to go over a couple of these things before we start because this information is very important. Okay, the purpose of the raindrop is to stimulate every organ, muscle, and bone of the body at a cellular level through the oils, supporting the immune system, bringing the body into structural and electrical balance, and enabling the release of toxins or disease wherever they may be lodged, including those illnesses lodged in the mind and emotions. For example, many of you have probably heard the liver is very connected to the emotion anger. Somebody who has a very toxic liver is a very angry person. There is a whole lot of science to back up the benefits of the raindrop technique. I have hours and hours and hours of research. Lots of resources here that are, it's crazy how much science is behind this. A lot of people don't realize. They just think, oh, essential oils, everybody's using them, you know. And there's a lot of science. Biology, chemistry, engineer type energy. There's so much. I don't know how anybody cannot possibly believe that these work because it's all science. Okay, so the benefits of the raindrop can occur spontaneously or they can occur over the hours and days following the raindrop. It is important not to determine what will happen and just allow the person to receive from the experience what they need to experience. Let it be their experience, okay? So that kind of goes with the whole claim thing. We have heard amazing stories. Somebody who had 10 raindrops at the end no longer had congenital heart failure. I've seen somebody who said stage 4 lymphoma. After so many raindrops, it's gone. But we're not going to go out there and say raindrop cures cancer. Unless you're talking to your friend, then you can. But no, you're not going to go out there and say that because that's not fair to have somebody going through something that terrible and give them that hope. And because there's a lot of factors that go into that. I work with people that have cancer, and I know what I feel like they need to do, but I can't push them to do it. Do you know what I'm saying? So for me to say, they may say, okay, I'll have one raindrop, and then we never reconnect, and, the full thing doesn't happen, and then we can't expect success, Me and Heather actually worked with somebody who had a 10-year-old boy who just passed away from brain and spine cancer. And we were both like, oh my gosh, why is she not using this oil and this oil? And for us, we're just like, but you can't do that. You know what I mean? We had to respect people's boundaries. We had to respect what they have been through, which is the worst nightmare anybody could ever expect to go through. So we don't say that it's going to do this. I'm just saying there's a lot of stories out there saying what it can do, and you guys can decide how much of it you want in your life and how much of it you just don't care about. Okay, so the facilitator, raise your hand. Woohoo! No. The model.
That's you. That's you.
The facilitator, anyone can facilitate the raindrop. You don't have to go to this intensive care training. Our goal, and also Gary Young, who designed this, He wants one person in every family to know how to do this because he knows how much it can change the health of one individual. Seriously, you guys, there was no hope for me. None. Like, absolutely none. I would live with this the rest of my life. I would be on IV antibiotics. I would be on nutritional IVs. Like, it's just ridiculous how crazy this is that I'm even sitting up here talking. Wouldn't you say? It's pretty crazy. So anyone can facilitate the raindrop, and that's what we want. We don't want to make you feel like you got to have it all together. You got to know exactly what to do. Anybody can do this. Do not worry that your technique is perfected. The important thing is getting the oils on the body where they can do their work. I put pod class because we're going to eventually have a lot of people that want to learn this and do this for their families, and we're going to have a class, a smaller class, where we will probably have to do like 10 in a class, and that's the future hope for us, to be able to teach people. So, because the people that are doing it right now, like, there's not enough hours in the day to really get this going, and our group is growing so fast that we need more people. So I feel like efficiency-wise, it would be better for us to teach those that really want to start doing it for their family, and I would love it if you guys ended up wanting to do that. Okay, healing. A state of ill health is usually the result of many years of accumulation of toxins and traumas, physical, mental, and spiritual. Each raindrop session can correct something. A series of raindrops over time will determine where each person decides to go with it. It is our hope that through the raindrop, we will be able to bring people enough relief to inspire them to make other changes in their life where necessary. The body will heal in layers depending on what a person is ready to let go of and release physically and emotionally. So when we do this raindrop on him today, the more that he has once a month, I say, is safe. It's going to go deeper and deeper into the tissues. Does that make sense? It's like if you take, a multivitamin for 40 years, eventually it's going to get down to those areas where it could affect you good, depending on what you're taking, or bad. But I already said don't take supplements every day, because that's bad. Okay, so negative experiences are often our greatest teachers. Sometimes we still hold on to them because there's still more to learn from them. I think you guys can know that. Things that you went through that have been kind of hard and rough, sometimes you hold on to them until you can kind of really have closure with them, or, figure them out. Promote a restful and relaxing atmosphere so the person can be comfortable just being in the experience to receive whatever they are meant to receive. Okay? Okay. Raindrop will not lead to permanent healing unless the person wants to help eliminate the factors that led to their ill conditions in the first place. Cure is in the cause. I want to say this. We don't just do raindrop for people that are chronically ill and they just, you know what I mean? Like, raindrop is for everybody. We're all so very toxic. Like, so very toxic. That's why everybody's angry, right? Everybody's angry. Alright, sorry to say that. But the cure is in the cause. So we're hoping that by inspiring, using these oils, and I can vouch for that, the more I use this, and I think my husband could say the same thing, the healthier and the healthier our family is getting, as far as we eat more salads, we eat, we're doing a lot more healthy things. I think it really does inspire people in a balancing way to become healthy. When I was sick, it was like, change everything about you, do this, do that, do this, and it was so overwhelming. It was like, just kill me now, right? Because it's the same with anything, like losing weight or getting over a chronic issue, even emotional healing, it's like, if you go through something traumatic with a spouse, it's like, oh, just work it out, and it's like, it takes time, right? So this, we're hoping, will inspire people to just make better decisions, like drinking lemon water, Epsom baths, all these things that we get to expose people to that they don't know is so amazing. Raindrop helps to cleanse the person of the consequences of past negative activities and gives them the opportunity to start afresh. It gives them a group of people who are there to help them, where they want to move forward, and this can take time. I think that's one of the best things about our group, is that we're so caring and we're so not pushy. Like, we're not going to chase people down and say, do this, you need it. Like, we wait for people to come to us, or the whole find someone, help someone. We're all doing this. Somebody has allergies, and it's kind of funny how often it's happening in our community now, and it's like, oh my gosh, can I make you a roller? Can I make you a cream? And honestly, like, for me, today, someone was suffering with terrible restless leg syndrome. My mom used to go to therapy for it, and literally using our cream for just a matter of days, and it's gone. And she went to therapy for it. So somebody was posting about that, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, I genuinely want to help, And if they come back to get the oils later, great, but I genuinely want to spread this because I know, how much it works. Okay, almost there. Emotional release. When oils are inhaled, they go directly to the center of the brain, which we talked about, the limbic system, which coordinates the memory of stored emotions. The oils also go directly to muscles, tissues, and organs throughout the body where emotions can be stored in cellular memory. So just as much as, anger and our liver is connected, all of our emotions are connected to different body parts. That's science for you guys. Essential oils can penetrate cellular membranes and release these forgotten emotions. This will happen more so if the person feels comfortable in the environment that they are in. That is why I actually don't get into the whole energy and, that doesn't make anyone feel comfortable. We just want the opportunity to put the oils on you, give you a relaxing experience. If you walk away and the guy who did our training or is over our training, he had what, Tracy, 30 some years of chronic back pain. Do you guys remember? It was years and years, and he was instantaneously healed when he got up from the table. So we just want people to have that experience where something great can happen for them, even if it's just an amazing night of sleep, for somebody who hasn't been able to have that in years. Detoxification. Raindrop technique stimulates, did I get to the bottom of that? Yeah, okay. Raindrop technique stimulates detoxification of the body. While rare, sometimes the detoxification process can result in body soreness, headache, sinus drainage, coughing, or a rash on the skin. This is so good, okay? If the colon, liver, and kidneys are saturated with toxins and unable to function normally, the skin becomes the third organ of excretion. Isn't that good? You guys that have been doing this a while, you know that's good. Thus, a rash, if that happens, take a break from the oils, which is what I was saying, let your liver process, let it catch up to your body. Take a break for a while, or it could be an indication you are doing too much too soon. Drink lots of water, lemon water. For toxic people or sensitive people, use half the oils. So if I have somebody that has cancer, or I have somebody that, it's kind of weird how you can start to see people and realize how toxic their body is just by the way they look, just by it's kind of crazy. But, so if I have somebody in my brain that I'm just I don't know if they could handle a whole raindrop, then we're going to use half the oil. I'm going to use half the oils. Heather, my friend, she's real liberal with those oils. But that's the thing. She feels comfortable with that. So for me to say don't do that, that's none of my business, So, is that good? Is that good information? Mm-hmm. I'm super excited. That took me so long to put together, so I could just get to it. Okay, where'd he go?
He left. He didn't go to the bathroom. He's maybe I should go to the bathroom first.
All right, so here's the oils that we use. I'll leave these up here that you guys can kind of, it's amazing what these oils do, and there's so much research that backs this up. Let's just pick out marjoram. Each one of them are in this formula or this formation of oils for a reason. Marjoram is relaxing to the involuntary and voluntary muscles.
You can't enlarge that.
I don't think so, my Joshy.
We'd have to back it up. No, this is just a quick one. You guys can all really just scoot real close.
What?
No, you can't. Next time it'll be large.
Well, she's gonna put it on the website too.
Yeah. Did she say that?
Yeah.
Okay. And she'll have this up on the
Yes,
the Facebook page too.
So
So
you can pray
So
to
just let me read to you. Marjoram is relaxing to the involuntary and voluntary muscles, soothing to nerves, used for migraines, antiseptic, and antimicrobial. About half of marjoram is made up of monoterpenes, which we're not going to get into. It's real deep chemistry, and I don't want to give you a headache. We may talk about it a little bit when we're doing the raindrops. It's important. But so, who would we use marjoram on? Like me, I feel if I have a friend who has really bad migraines, hey, let's see if we can put marjoram in a thing and see if that'll help. Or if it's really good for involuntary and voluntary muscles, maybe somebody who has some type of muscle disorder or something where they just can't relax their muscles. You see where I'm going with this, right? And each one of these oils do something so magical that by putting them together, you don't have to sit and say well, what's your problem? And then find your oils. We just give you the big bang and just see what happens then. So, we're ready? You got anything to say? Say something.
Do this.
Seriously, say
It's on the
something.
table.
Just say something. The word something.
And this too is going to be good for you guys. Since this talks about the raindrop on yourself, I would highly recommend, this will be on the team page. It's a great way for you to kind of start getting the oils into you until you're able to get one of these magnificent procedures. One of these surgeries that we're doing on him today. Did we tell you that? One of these surgeries. Surgery.
So I want your head right here.
Woo, this is so exciting.
And there is a little thing right here, like in this area, right?
Heather, should I take off my necklace?
Yeah, probably.
Tracy, should I take off?
Yeah, you wanna
You really
take off all
not
metal.
supposed to have metal.
If you can.
I mean,
Crystal, can I trust you? I know.
yeah,
Never.
but I have no metal on.
They say take metal off because if you study anything about the oils and the,
Kind of right here. Yeah.
hey,
Let me move this sheet.
if you learn anything about the oils, their frequency, like there's a lot of energy that goes into this, like our rose oil, which is our most expensive, the megahertz, the energy that goes through that is 300 and, anyone? 320 or 370 with rose oil. Somebody who, walking around, what is a healthy person's frequency of their body?
68.
68. So somebody who has cancer, we know that their frequency is about like 40 or something, you know. So when I work with people with cancer too, I actually say just get our starter kit of oils and let's make you a bunch of creams. Let's just keep surging the body with a bunch of nutrients. Can't hurt, you know. And all those oils have different frequencies. So for me, when people say rose is so expensive, it's like, when it's the only oil that is like our highest frequency and we know can bring some really good healing to somebody's body, it's pennies to the dollar compared to what people are running around trying to, you know, figure out on their own. So we've been trained to take off our jewelry. I can trust my lovely sister here with my diamond. This is a diffuser necklace. It's amazing.
Can I see her?
Okay.
All right. So we removed all metal, that kind of thing. I'm not wearing anything. The other thing I want to show you is fingernails. When you do this, you want, I don't know if you can see,
You want big daggers.
very, very short, short
That's the
fingernails, so you're not poking the person when you do it.
Heather's strict on that.
Only
Yes.
time a woman doesn't want fingernails.
Mine were so pretty and I had to cut them off recently.
I got a problem. I had no fingernails.
Okay. Are you excited, Dad?
He's taking the nap. So we're gonna start with Valor, and if you have two people, we're gonna do a balancing at the top and then a balancing at the bottom at the same time. So she's gonna do,
Tracy, anytime you want to interject information that would be good education,
Okay.
please do. Okay?
Okay.
Because we may overlook some.
Well, by balancing, they're using a balancing blend. Valor is a balancing blend, and it does bring,
you
it
can go inside of it.
helps promote structural alignment in your spine. But what they're looking for is perhaps the same temperature on the shoulder or the feet. You know, sometimes one foot might be a little cooler than the other, and they're just waiting for the temperatures to be exactly the same, and that would be balanced. Or they're feeling pulses, either your pulse or their pulse, and sometimes yours and theirs will be exactly the same, and that means that there's a good balance.
And you can actually feel, well, I've noticed when you're doing a lot of raindrops, that I have a lot of energy on my right side, which is the side that kind of took me in to figure out what was wrong with me, because a lot of people have Lyme's, they have numbness on their right side. So I actually, whenever I do a raindrop, I always feel like a little more energy on this side. What do you say? Do you feel like a balancing, or?
I feel, yeah, I
She's so balanced.
I feel balanced.
Why are your arms crossed?
So up there you want right to right, and so down here you want right to right, left to left.
Right
So-
hand to right foot, left hand to left foot. So you have to cross them. You have to cross your hands on the feet.
Now this absorbs into your bodies at the same time.
does.
Yep, you got it.
So, I mean, having, yes, a good, you don't want to do a raindrop on somebody if you're emotionally unstable or you had a bad day, or, you know, or not, just because you don't want to. Like just take a deep breath. So what it kind of feels like is just like a pulse. And you're waiting to feel that pulse like in both hands.
It really is amazing how you can feel a balance. Like, I'm not there yet because we're probably talking, but
Yeah, what I noticed is like when you start, always one side is like pounding harder than the other, but after a while it like balances itself out.
Because they're facing the same direction. They're on the same direction. She's facing, yeah, so she's facing that way, so it's her opposite. This
And
is
it's
her-
probably just a relaxing of the
her
person
right
who's
hand to
doing
his
it,
right.
you know, kind of just getting them
Okay.
feeling comfortable
She's
and
got
relaxed.
folded hands.
No, up there, she's just on his shoulders.
Oh, show.
Just wondering. It's balanced up here.
Okay.
So if you do it by yourself, do you do the top first?
I do the top first, yeah, and then the feet.
Yep, same.
Valerie.
Always gotta correct me.
Heather, I have
Okay.
a question. I noticed that you're holding on to him all the time.
Yes.
And what's the reason for that?
You really want to keep in contact with the person at all times, just because it's kind of when you leave somebody, you know, you're breaking that contact, they don't know what's gonna happen next, kind of, this,
Makes them more comfortable.
yes, is a safe, I'm always gonna be in contact. Even if it's just, like, if I stand here, if I move my hands, I'm still gonna, and when I move around the table, I will always have contact with them.
She's good at this one. I'm oh, gotta touch.
So we're gonna start with the feet. This is called Vitaflex. You have over 5,000 different spots on your body that can be Vitaflex. And it's through Stanley Burroughs. There's a book, multiple books.
We got this one.
Yeah.
He designed Vitaflex
Yes, he
as far as
designed.
the science behind it and how it works and all that. Oh, I got another good one. Keep going.
Okay.
Are you gonna keep talking about it?
Well, where's my cheat sheet? I think it went under the blue paper. So the research I did, it's vitality through reflexes. And it's based upon a complete system of internal body controls. So basically our bodies are like a big computer. So when it properly applied to appropriate control